Back when I had left my abuser of 16 years, I was going through what a lot of women know as the highlight of abuse, where the abuser unmasks themselves and they're now full-blown out to get you, and they're not afraid, they're not covering anything up because they know you know them, and now they're just trying to make you pay for hurting their ego and daring to leave them. I had been the sole caregiver to our children the entirety of our marriage. So I had no work experience, I had no career, no degree, no credit score, no seniority at a place of employment. I had absolutely nothing. He even took the car from me. So I was experiencing homelessness on top of slander and every number of things that you can imagine. But the breaking point was where he tried to now take my children from me through the legal system and also through emotional manipulation of my children and alienation. Now you can imagine how beside myself I felt as a middle-aged woman who had nothing to really show for herself except for what I immersed myself in, which was my children, but now that was being taken away from me as well. And it's a very lonely, depressing, dark time. And now, because of technicalities, I was having my 3 youngest daughters on the weekends, every single weekend. And I had nothing to give them. I had nothing to make those visits fun. And of course that hurt me, that I couldn't provide anything for my children. And I remember on this specific occasion, a friend of mine said she was going to Monterey Bay to the aquarium and told me that I should bring my little ones. And of course I jumped at this opportunity because it was a free ride to get there. But the dilemma was that I only had enough money to either buy the tickets or food for us the day there. And without thinking, I just took the opportunity. But the whole way there on this trip, I kept thinking, like, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to buy the tickets and be able to feed the girls that day? But I remember that as soon as we arrived and I got off the car, this man walking by immediately, he turned to us with tickets, just the right amount of tickets for me and the girls, and said, "Do you guys need these tickets? I'm leaving and I don't need them." And of course I jumped at that. But the tickets were it was just so much more than just tickets to enter the aquarium. It was confirmation that God was there. It was confirmation that God loved me. It was confirmation that everything that was being said about me and all of my decisions to stand up for myself were not wrong. It was love from the Lord. That's the way that I took it forever. I know that it was that. It may seem small to others, but to me it was so much more. And I remember that whole day that set it off for gratitude and a deeper understanding of the Lord and feeling His presence in my life. And I remember feeling so much gratitude just watching my girls in the aquarium, knowing that had been provided for us from a loving God that sees us and is aware of us no matter the suffering, no matter what we're going through. And then I remember that we went out to the bay to just watch, and there was a ginormous school of jellyfish, just layers and layers and layers of jellyfish. And I also know that I was touched by the Spirit because I was able to appreciate it and take it in. And I was just filled with so much wonder and appreciation. I was in awe at how wonderful God is to us and all the things that He gives us, and giving us His presence all around us. And so at that moment, a poem was downloaded into my mind, and I had to get it out. And that whole way home, I didn't speak to my friend because I was trying to get this poem down on paper, this feeling, this notion that captivated me that day. And the poem, I titled it The Poem. And here it goes. It says, "There's a poem, the poem. It makes life complete and is one size fits all. It seeps into the mind, penetrates the heart, and settles in the bones. Anchored, unmoving, the world comes alive. There's beauty in all, in pain and in sorrow, in joy and in laughter, in the soothing silence of nothingness, to the grand jellyfish ball in angelic swaying waters. A sweet notion to cherish. There's more beauty to wander than wonder to carry. Flourished from the poem that lives in my heart, I see beauty and marvels in all. I see Him in all. For God is my poem, and He lives in my heart. He is within me, and I see Him in all. Thanks for listening.